Now I can ask you, like, when did you get your first break? And at that time, how did it work in the UK? Did you have to make a demo? Did you have to go to different labels, or did they, pursue you?
It started out me having to go to different labels. Um, I had a friend who wanted to make an album and was with a label at the time called Pressure Records. And he rang me because he knew I had a band at the time and I wanted to get out of the band and start doing more things in the studio. Wanted to learn a bit more about that side of the business. So he rang, said he wanted to make an album. He'd sent over some tracks and we started working on doing tracks for this album. And the first thing we did was a track called Get Up and Dance, Hot Up and Heated. And Pressure Records was like, yep, this is the tune. We're going to put this out and, see what happens. So it came out in France and it went to #1 in their dance charts in France. But we didn't know because the label didn't tell us anything. About a year later, that was the first break. And then about a year later, off of the back of that record, it got played in England and a record company, which was Polygram, rang, said that they would like to have a chat and let's see where we can go from there. So I went and saw them. They wanted to put out another song. They wanted to sign me. They didn't want the song that I'd done. They wanted to sign me and then we start something fresh. So I signed to Polygram and I went in and I did a few songs demo-wise. And the one that they really liked was Mama. I was more for a song called Fame, but they said Mama. So I said, okay, fine, prove what you're saying to me. If you really believe in this, show me, prove it. And that's where we started. The record came out the 27th of July, 81. Didn't do anything. So I went and I joined a band called Lynx, who were the #1 pop R&B band in the UK. And went out on tour, and it was during the time I was on tour that I was hearing that Mama used to say was selling in Africa, selling in America, selling everywhere. I couldn't believe it. So I had one of my first PAs was in France. And I went over to do Mama Used to Say because it was becoming a big record. There's about 4,000 kids at this thing that I was doing. And they all started shouting out, right, hot up and heated, hot up and heated. I was doing Mama Used to Say. I couldn't believe it. I thought, hot up and heated? What? So we had to stop. The DJ had the track, put it on, and the place just went mad. I had no idea. But that was really the big one for me, seeing that you could do something and it could touch people somewhere else in the world. You know nothing about it. And then you go to that part of the world and you're singing what you think is the song because everywhere it's on the charts and everything. But the actual song that people wanted to hear, and that was inspiring, very inspiring. That kind of showed me that, you could do things and it would work in different places. They would take it on board in a different way. I had never thought about music in that way. Silly me, because I live in England and I'm listening to American music, African music, this music, that music, and it's all touching me. But it didn't dawn on me that the same effect I would be able to create and give.
Wow, most definitely. That's a very, very powerful record. I mean, even if you play it today, it's timeless, man. Everybody can relate to it. I grew up in America. The record came out before I was born, but all of the things you saying are relevant to me and so many other people. So that's definitely an all-time great for sure.
Thank you.